Chef John, Ghetto Gourmet, back in Aaron's kitchen, and we're going to start our tasty little dish with our shrimp and the broccoli and the cheese. And come over here and see our mise en place. We got some nice chopped up garlic. We got our shrimp peeled and deveined. I'm using a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of whole butter in the pan. We've got our shredded Parmesan. We've got our milk. It should say whole milk, but we're in Aaron's kitchen. So I'm going to substitute the fact that we don't have whole milk with two things of... Alright, there's just a little bit in this one. This one's full. Alright, that's good. Salt. And we're going to use Sauvignon Blanc tonight. So we're going to be building our roux right in our pan, which means that we're going to saute off our shrimp. And then we're going to add the garlic to release the flavor of the garlic. And then we're going to build a bechamel sauce. Traditional bechamel, you take an onion and you stick some clove things into it, some clove posts into it. But really, this is one of the mother sauces that we're going to start with, which is bechamel. And but we're going to have the shrimp working right in it. Important with shrimp that you I always like to let them know the temperature of the when I'm cooking on. So every time I change the heat, I let them. Normally I got the camera right here and you watch the thing from behind. But now you can watch the pan. So, alright, I turned it down for a second and then I just overloaded the pan. I'm going to turn it back up to an 8. Clean as you go. So, of the 5 mother sauces, there's bechamel sauce, there's brown sauce, there's velouté, there's hollandaise sauce, and tomato sauce, or and tomato sauce. So, she got real silverware. She got real silverware. Yay! Flip these over. And then when they're almost done on this side, I'm going to add the garlic. Being real careful of your new pan, Aaron. This is a thin pan, so we're going to be real careful when we create the bechamel, because we can burn the milk really easy with this. So, and I'm going to add the garlic. I want the garlic in there long enough to release its oils. You can hover over a pot and you can smell the oils releasing garlic. Don't do that at home, because you might get burned. But if you don't get burned, it's the way to go. Sounds like convicting. Conflicting. You know I gotta dance a little bit, right, America? Alright. Shrimp, big ones. That's a big shrimp right there. So that's a pound of shrimp, and we got 5, 10, 15, 23 shrimp out of it. Yeah. Really smell that garlic starting to release right now. we're gonna take our flour and go bam with the flour, and another little bam with the flour, and we're gonna make ourselves a paste out of that. So it's gonna kind of look like wet sand a little bit. I'm gonna coat that, get the oil all into that, and maybe just a little bit more. 1 pound of roux, which is equal parts of flour and clarified fat, that being the olive oil and the butter in the pan here, will thicken 1 gallon to nappe consistency. Well, we're not going to put a gallon in there, not even close to it. Now there's 2 ways to add milk. One, you can take the roux, add it to the milk and shock it, or you can take a little milk, like so, and shock the beginning of the milk, and you get that all incorporated, and you're gonna see just it's heating up and thickening up just that fast. I'm gonna turn my temperature down, add some more milk. Add a little bit more milk, and then I'm going to wait for it to thicken here, which will not take long at all. A little shot of wine. I should have put some of the wine in the beginning with the garlic, but c'est la vie. Alright, you smell the garlic, the wine coming off of it. I once put a gallon of milk down on a hot burner. That was a bad thing to do. I did a whole thing of oil too. That was the worst thing to do. It's got a nice subtle flavor to it. Alright. Give that just a little bit of time to cook the flour out. Not too long. Because remember I said I don't want to burn the So it's not as thick as I want it to be, I don't think. So I'm going to make a quick roux on the side here. I'm just going to use a little olive oil. A little butter. One thing about having roux already made, I usually try to keep some in my fridge pre-made. You see this turns into wet sand. Looks just like wet sand. Now this is a white roux. for a blonde roux. See that? Looks just like wet sand. I'll show you in the light. So I'm going to take some of that. Remember how we do our roux? We poach our roux. Now I'm going to add my Parmesan, because I want my Parmesan to melt, and I don't want my cream to break. I don't want my cream to get really hot. So I'm going to add the Parmesan to the milk and the sauce that we created, and let that go ahead and melt. You see me?
Good for a second.
Alright, you see how that Parmesan's melting in real nice, got stringers going, and I'm going to keep that moving. Yeah, they don't need to see me so much, right? You can see me anytime you want! So, you gotta love me! She keep backing up. What, do you keep using the zoom or something? What, are you watching my hands? What is she looking at, man? I don't know what's going on when she's filming. And I'm just going to go like this. Yeah, that's tasty. Can't do that twice because I would stick my finger in it. Literally. So the cheese is melted. And now we're going to more or less finish this. Come at it with the heavy cream. Bow. See why I made it so thick? See how thin it just got with that heavy cream? And bow. I used the old stuff first. First in, first out. Pipo! And I'm going to let this come up to temperature. And it should thicken just a little bit more. Did I wash my finger? Can't remember. I think I stuck my finger in the bowl.
We won't tell.
Oh no, I didn't, because I did it after I did it, so I didn't stick my finger in the bowl.
We are judging.
So I prefer to use white pepper because I've got a white sauce here, but they have no white pepper in the household, and I didn't bring any with me. So we're going to use a little black pepper. We've got our broccoli, which it's not. I put the plastic bag on the burner. It's not completely done. It's still just a little firm, but that's good because when it gets in the sauce, you don't want your broccoli to go breaking all up. If I cooked it soft, it would fall apart by the time it got in the sauce. So, when we say nappe consistency, when something coats the back of a spoon like that, and you can draw your finger through it, and it doesn't run back together. That's nappe consistency. So, we're right on with the roux. I don't need to put any more in. We're going to add the broccoli, which has done a pretty good job of draining. I'm going to shake drain a little bit more. because broccoli can hold a lot of liquid in it. This is all ghetto America. You're not using no chinois, which is also called a China cap, a big colander that we have in restaurants that we do this on. I'm just going wham, wham, wham real hard and shaking it loose, shaking it loose. The rest of it in there. A little bit more cream in it. Final thinning out. And some more wine. That was a lot of wine. More salt. Now the alcohol in that wine is going to cook out a little bit. Still got a nice coating for the sauce. We're going to let that come up to temperature on a gentle simmer for just about 2 or 3 minutes. And while we're doing that, I'm going to set the plates and we're going to be ready to eat in just a minute. So while we're waiting for that to come up to temperature completely, I'm going to show you a little something here. I talk about Winco. Oh my God, long way down. My back hurts so bad today, America. So, all right. I talked about Winco spices before. This right here is caraway seed. This cost 15 cents. This is sesame seeds. This cost 44 cents. If you can see the really nice color, this is cinnamon, 15 cents worth of cinnamon. That's almost a whole thing, McCormick. And right here we have a little barbecue seed thing. This is, 26 cents. And this right here is coriander ground. This is 15 cents. So come on, if you're shopping anywhere else other than the bulk section at Winco or your Kiva or your Fred Meyer to get your spices, you're wasting your money. So let's set these plates and let's have dinner because I know these people are hungry. I'm tired of listening to me run my mouth. That's where she laughs. She goes, ha ha ha, he's so right. Imagine Ghetto Gourmet playing some rock and roll. It's alright. I told you I'd be playing all the hits. There's some serious white boy rock and roll here. When somebody's all like, yeah. That hurt a lot. We need that much. Take a good ladle of this, go right over the top. You see the sauce kind of sucked in there a little bit.
Okay, is that your piece out?
Well, normally we taste it, but I've been tasting it all along. So there we have some shrimp and broccoli on linguine and a cream garlic parmesan wine sauce. America. Peace.